everything ready? Nobody's arriving, I suppose.
The Mousetrap is a mystery play by Agatha Christie that takes place in a charming English guest house in the countryside the night of a huge snowstorm. Now, Molly and Giles Ralston, who are the proprietors of this place, have just opened their doors. So they've got their own first day jitters on all this. So imagine their shock and dismay when, after all of the guests have arrived and are pretty much snowed in for the night, a detective makes his way up to the house to investigate a murder that had happened earlier. And suddenly everyone in the house is a suspect, no one trusts anyone, and this charming little guest house starts falling apart at the seams. And it's this classic play that has, you know, it's written in such a way that it keeps the audience guessing until the very end, and has lasted 65 years. It's been running continuously in the West End in London. So I'm really excited to be part of it at Playhouse 22.
Yes? Yes, this is Monkswell Manor Guest House. No, Mr. Ralston can't come to the telephone. This is Mrs. Ralston speaking. Who? Berkshire Police. Yes. Yes, Superintendent Hawken. Well, I'm afraid that's impossible. He'd never get here. We're snowed up. Completely snowed up. But the roads are impassable. Very well. But what? Hello? Hello?
Molly, do you know where there's another spade?
Suppose the police have just run up.
Trouble with the police, eh? Serving liquor without a license?
They say they're sending a sergeant or an inspector or someone.
But he'll never get here.
That's what I said, but he seemed quite confident he would.
Nonsense. Even a jeep couldn't get through today. Anyway, what's it about?
Well, he wouldn't say. Just said to tell my husband that a Sergeant Trotter, I think it was, to listen very closely to what he had to say and to follow his instructions implicitly. Isn't it strange?
What on earth do you think we've done?
Was it those nylons from Gibraltar?
I did remember to get the wireless license, didn't I?
Yes, it's in the kitchen dresser.
I had a rather near shave with the car the other day.
We've got Molly and Giles, who run the place. We've got Christopher Wren, who's this odd duck, sort of an eccentric young man. We've got Mrs. Boyle, who's this exacting woman who has seen everything that the world has to offer and complained every step of the way. Major Metcalf, who's a retired Army general, who is also on holiday. We've got Miss Caswell, who is another woman who's just there on holiday, just to get away from it all. We've got Mr. Paravicini, who shows up out of nowhere and just is this man of mystery. And we have Detective Sergeant Trotter, who is the aforementioned detective who comes to investigate everything going on.
The prints are on file. We were able to identify her without difficulty. Her real name was Maureen Stanning, and her husband, he was a farmer, John Stanning, and resided at Longridge Farm. It's not very far from here.
Longridge Farm? Wasn't that where those children?
Yes, sir, the Longridge Farm case.
3 children.
Yes, that's right, miss. The Corrigans, 2 boys and a girl, brought before the court as in need of care and protection. You see, a home was found for them with Mr. and Mrs. Stanning. One of the children subsequently died as a result of criminal neglect and persistent ill treatment. The case made a bit of a sensation at the time.
It was horrible.
The Stannings were sentenced to terms of imprisonment, and Mr. Stanning, he died in prison. Mrs. Stanning, she served her sentence, was duly released. Now, yesterday, as I say, she was found strangled at 24 Culver Street.
Oh, who did it?
I'm coming to that, madam.
So the show opens November 3rd, which is this Friday, and it runs until November 19th. So it's Fridays and Saturdays at 8 o'clock and Sundays at 3 p.m. So the tickets are available at playhouse22.org, $22 for adults and $20 for students and seniors. And they're available either the night of the show, or if you want to reserve them ahead of time, you're welcome to do that as well. It's actually encouraged because this show's getting pretty popular. Come see The Mousetrap. It's a classic of modern theater, and it's very rarely done. So don't miss your chance to see it here.